And I think as we start, I think more friends will join us. Good morning, everybody. I am Auntie Tammy, and today I will be leading Sunday school with you. And I know Auntie Ceiling's here, and Auntie Joyce is here as well today. So Auntie Joyce waving to everybody. You say hi to everybody. Hi. Okay, so this week we are starting the sticker chart again. Okay, so if you remember last week, Auntie Ceiling has given you some homework to do, as well as a Bible verse to remember. Okay, so we're gonna go through that with each of you, and then you can pick a sticker. And we've changed it from last term, where if you've collected a few stickers, you get a prize. So this term, we're gonna change it to 5 stickers because we're meeting every week. So you're gonna get your stickers faster. So so every 5 stickers, you'll get a prize. So we'll arrange with your parents to give you the prizes within a week or so. So stay tuned for that. There's a Bible verse here. This is not the Bible verse from last week. This Bible verse actually popped up on my devotional app, and I want to share with you because I know yesterday we had some thunder, right? We had some thunder. Who heard the thunder yesterday? Yeah, Christopher heard it, right? Who else heard the thunder? It was loud, right? It was loud, and Jake too. Okay. Yeah, it was loud, and it could be scary sometimes, sleeping through a thunderstorm. So this was perfect. It just popped up in my Bible app, and I want to share with you. And it says, "You are my place of safety. You are like a shield that keeps me safe. And I have put my hope in your word." And that's from Psalm 119, 114. So just want to encourage you that if you feel scared or if you feel nervous about anything, you can always have a silent prayer with God, and you ask God to protect you and keep you safe. Okay, so that's the my devotion for today. And let's take a look at the Bible verse. This is a really long Bible verse from last week. Who has memorized it yet? Has everybody memorized it yet? It's too long, right? Yeah, it's too long. So I actually found a song that helps us remember this Bible verse. Okay, so we'll listen to this song first, and then we'll go through your journal together. Okay, sounds good? Okay, so I'm just gonna see if I can get out of this screen here. Okay, there we go. Okay, actually, we will go through the actions together before we look at the song. So it says, "Have you never heard?" So the action for never heard is like this. Can you all do the actions with me? Have you never heard like this? Can you do the actions? Your hand on your ears like this. Have you never heard? Have you never understood? You point to your brain like this. Have you never understood? Then the Lord is like this, L. The Lord on your shoulder and then onto your waist. The Lord is the everlasting God like this. God, the creator of all the earth. He never grows weak or weary, like tired. And no one can measure the depth. So you tap your lap like the depth of his understanding. Okay. And it's Isaiah 40:28. Okay. Can we try the actions again? I want to see everybody do it. Okay.
Bye.
Have you never heard like this? Have you never understood? The Lord, like an L, is the everlasting God, like this. And then the creator of all the earth, like an earth. He never grows weak or weary, like tired. And no one can measure the depth. You tap your laps, depth of his understanding, pointing to your brain. Okay. And then Isaiah 40:28. Okay, like opening a Bible. All right. So they'll do it better in this song. So we're gonna just play this song one time and try to remember the words.
This song is Isaiah 40:28. Let's start by clapping. We're going to sing out, have you never heard, have you never understood? Let's sing this verse together.
Have you never heard? Have you never understood? The Lord is the everlasting God, the creator of all the earth. He never grows weak or weary. No one can measure the depths of his understanding.
Let's sing Isaiah 40:28.
Isaiah 40:28.
All right, you guys, let's clap our hands again. Good job. Now we're going to sing that again. This time I want you guys to be a little bit louder, okay? We're going to sing, have you never heard? Here we go.
Have you never heard? Have you never understood? The Lord is the everlasting God, the creator of all the earth. He never grows weak or weary. No one can measure the depths of his understanding.
Sing out Isaiah 40:28.
Isaiah 40:28.
All right, you guys, let's clap our hands. Good job. Now, you guys, this last time we're going to sing it. I want you guys to sing it as loud as you can, okay? So let's sing it out together. Here we go.
Have you never heard? Have you never understood? The Lord is the everlasting God, the creator of all the earth. He never grows weak or weary. No one can measure the depths of his understanding.
Sing out Isaiah 40:28.
Isaiah 40:28.
Let's sing that out again. Here we go.
Isaiah 40:28.
And a little bit louder. Let me hear ya.
Isaiah 40:28.
Last time, as loud as you can. Sing it out.
Isaiah 40:28.
Okay, so hopefully that will help you remember that Bible verse a little bit better, because I know it's not an easy Bible verse. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is we're gonna do the sticker chart. It'll take us a while, but we'll just go through everybody. And if you can do the Bible verse as well as tell me what you've written for your journal from last time, okay? So remember, for the elementary school children, we're asking you to write about how you are created like God, okay? Like, for example, if I am creative, I like to make arts and crafts, and just like how God is creative, what Auntie Sealing has talked about last week, that God created everything in the world. Okay, and for preschool friends, you were to draw 3 of your favorite creations that were made by God. Okay, so I'm just going to go down the screens here, and I'll go with Christopher. So Christopher, do you have your journal with you? No, you didn't do your journal? Okay, why don't you start with the Bible verse first? Can you say the Bible verse with me? Can you unmute? Can you unmute first? Can you get your mom or Jake to help you unmute? Or I can give you a few minutes to get ready, and then maybe I'll get back to you in a second. Okay, well, why don't we go to Ellie and Casey? There, okay, perfect. Can you do the Bible verse together? Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Have you never heard? Have you never understood? The Lord is the everlasting God, the creator of all the earth. He never grows weak or weary. No one can measure the depth of his understanding.
Awesome. Okay, and where is it from? Isaiah 40, 28. Awesome. Thank you. That is not an easy Bible verse to say. Okay. And your journal? Did you write about how you were created like a, oh, Ellie. Okay. Can you tell me about what you drew?
I am good at planting some flowers.
Ah, you're planting some flowers. Awesome. Very good. Thank you for sharing one of the creations that was made by God. Great. And how about Casey?
I am building my little world.
Can you read it to me?
I am good at creating new things to my Lego world.
Awesome. Yes. Thank you for sharing. You are creative, just like God at creating the world. Thank you. Okay, so I'm just gonna bear with me because we're gonna switch screens here. Okay, which sticker would you like? We'll start with Ellie first.
The horse.
What number? You have to tell me the number. Is it 5? Yeah, okay, 5. Okay, Ellie is 5. Christopher, get ready because we're gonna go back to you after this. And Casey, what number would you like? Which sticker would you like?
35. 32.
Sorry, which one?
32, please.
72? I don't think I have a 72.
32.
Oh, 32. 32, the new one. Awesome, the unicorn. Okay, thank you. And that was Casey. Perfect, thank you. Okay, so we're going back to Christopher. Christopher, have you figured out how to unmute? Yes, can you unmute? There we go. Okay, perfect. Can you do the Bible verse?
Can you talk? Have
Yes, we can hear you now.
you
Never
heard? Have you never understood? The Lord is the everlasting God, the creator of all the earth. He never grows weak. He never grows weak or weary. No one can measure the depths of his understanding. No one can measure the depth of his understanding. Isaiah 40:28. Isaiah 40:28.
Awesome. Well, thank you. And thank you, Jake, for helping out your little brother. That's awesome. So, and Jake, or Christopher, did you write about how you are created like God? Or can you think about one thing that you're created like God? Like, are you creative or are you helpful? Or are you helpful? Yeah, who are you helpful to? Greatest, yes, thank you. So we're going to take a look at how God is great, okay? So there are a number, many ways we can, many reasons of why God is the greatest, okay? So we're going to look at that today. And before that, I want to ask if anybody has been at a very tall place before, okay? I'm going to share first, and maybe we'll have 1 or 2 people to share with me where some examples of where you've been in a really tall place, like in a really tall building, like this one is the tallest building in the world in Dubai, or you were in an airplane, or this photo is actually taken by me while I was skiing, while I was in the mountain. So that was one of the tall places that I have been. So anybody else want to tell me what kind of high places they have been? You can put up your hand and share. Anybody want to share? Oliver, is that a hand up or just stretching? You're stretching? Okay. Let's see. I think Asher, you have your hand up. Okay. Asher, you want to tell me a high place that you have been?
Sky.
Can you say that
Sky.
again?
Sky.
The sky? You were in the sky? Were you in an airplane?
Airplane go. Come here.
Yes.
Yeah, you were. Where are you flying to? Do you remember?
Hawaii.
Oh, Hawaii. Was it, how did you feel? Was it fun? Was it fun on the airplane? Yeah. Thanks for sharing. Thank you. How about, I see Casey's hand was up. Casey, you want to tell me where you were? What kind of high place that was?
Airplane.
Also an airplane, right? Do you remember where you were flying to or flying back?
No.
You don't remember, but you remember you were in an airplane? Okay. Was it fun to be in an airplane? Yeah. Well, too bad we have a pandemic right now, right? But hopefully after the pandemic, we can go on an airplane. I see Jonathan's hand up. Jonathan, can you tell me what kind of high places you were at?
Mountain.
You were on a mountain. You remember what kind of mountain that was?
No.
No, you just remember it was a mountain. Was it full of snow or just a regular mountain during the summer?
Regular mountain.
Regular mountain. Okay. Thanks for sharing. Let's see if I missed anybody. I think Isaac has your hand up. Isaac, can you tell me what kind of
I went
high
on-
places? Where?
I went on an airplane.
On an airplane as well. Oh, many of you have traveled. Thank you. And I think Miles, right? Miles, you have your hand up.
Airplane.
Also airplane. Was it fun to be in an airplane?
Huh?
Yeah. I think a lot of us miss being on an airplane. Well, thanks for sharing. There are all these different fun places we could be, high up in the sky or even in a building, right? But you know what? Today we're going to talk about, in the Bible, we're going to talk about all these people who gathered together to try to build something also very high up, very tall. And they're trying to build a building to make themselves greater than God. Is that a good idea? We'll find out if that's a good idea.
No.
No, yes, that's not a good idea. And this tower is called the Tower of Babel. And it's from this book here, from the Bible, Genesis 11. Okay, so we're going to take a look at this Bible story together. Okay, so I'm just going to take a quick look at the time. Okay, so back then, the whole world had only one language. Okay, so they only speak one language, not like right now where many of you may speak more than one languages. Like for me, I speak English or Chinese or Mandarin. But back then, everybody spoke the same language. Okay. And so they moved to the east and they found a broad valley in Babylon. And then they made their home there. Then they said to one another, "Come on, let's make bricks and bake them well." And they used bricks instead of stones. They used tar to hold the bricks together. And then they said, "Come on, let's build a city for ourselves. Let's build a tower that reaches to the sky. We'll make a name for ourselves. Then we won't be scattered over the whole earth." But the Lord came down to see the city and the tower the people were building. And he said, "All these people are united and speak the same language. That is why they can do this. Now they will be able to do anything and they planned. Come on, let us go down and mix up their language. Then they'll not be able to understand one another." So the Lord scattered them from there over the whole earth, and they stopped building the city. There, the Lord mixed up the language of the whole world, and that's why the city was called Babel. And from there, the Lord scattered them all over the whole earth. Okay, so who's heard of this Bible story before? The Tower of Babel. Nobody? Okay, I see some hands. Great. See some hands. Yes. So what were the people trying to do? What were the people trying to do? Jonathan, you have your hand up?
Make a tower so they can be greater than God.
Yeah, yes, you got it. Bingo. Yes. They wanted to build a tower that reached up to the sky. Well, is there a problem building a tall building? Like, is that a problem, building a tall building? Can we build tall buildings? Why is God so angry at these people building a tower so tall that reached the sky?
Because they want to reach heaven.
Who just said that? Was that Isaac? No? Yes, whoever that was. Yes, you're right, because they
That was Chris.
Oh, that was Christopher. Thank you, Christopher. Yeah, so they wanted to build a building so tall that can reach to the sky, and they want to make themselves famous. And God looks at their hearts, right? Not so much of what they're doing, but that God looks at their hearts, and they're forgetting something. Do you know what they're forgetting? Do you know what the people are forgetting? Can you put up your hand?
Trust God.
Can you put up your hand, and I can unmute you because I can't keep track of who's speaking and who's not. What are they forgetting? Oh, Ellie, you have your hand up. Ellie.
The tower will fall down.
Oh, the tower will fall down. Well, we actually know that they actually didn't finish building the tower. You know, they actually didn't finish building the tower because God mixed up their language and they couldn't continue building the tower. But what was wrong with building the tower? Daniel, you had your hand up? Was that a hand up? Okay, can you unmute? What was wrong with the people building the tall tower?
Reach to heaven.
Reach to heaven. Okay, that's very close. They wanted to reach to heaven, but Jonathan, you can tell us what's wrong.
They forgot about God.
They forgot about God. Yes, that is the most important problem. That God was angry that the people think that they wanted to make themselves famous, and they're forgetting about God. They're forgetting about God being the greatest, right? Today we're talking about God is the greatest. The people forgot that they don't have to be the greatest because God is the greatest, and they're trying to make themselves famous, and they're forgetting that God is the creator of the whole earth. Yes, thank you, Jonathan. Okay, so what we're going to do now, I'm just going to take a look at the time, is we are going to make a tower. Okay, I'm not sure if you have some blocks or maybe some Lego or Duplo blocks with you. I'm going to give you a few minutes, and what we're going to do is we're going to pretend that we're the people back in the Bible, and we're going to make a tower, and our goal is to make the tower taller than you, okay? Or we can try to make if you want a challenge, you can try to make the tower taller than your parents, okay? So I'll give you about 5 minutes, and you can gather your supplies. See what you have at home. If you don't have building blocks, you can use cups, or if you have some cardboard box, you can try to do that. And I'll give you about 5 minutes and see if you can reach your goal of building something taller than yourself, okay? If you don't have enough space, you can try to do it on your tabletop, and then you can stand next to it and compare the height of your tower to you. Okay, I know it's probably you might have to leave the camera for a second. That's okay. And I'm just gonna set the timer now, so we know to gather together after, okay? So it'll be about 5 minutes or so. And if it falls, it's okay. You can start again because we do have about 5 minutes, so we can start again and try to build again. I see some of you have really big blocks, big foam blocks or Lego blocks. Lego blocks might be a little bit hard. Oh, I see Daniel is done already. You can try to add onto your tower if you have other blocks and see if you can build it taller than your parents or the tallest person in your family. And think about how the people back then was, what they were thinking while they're building their tower. They were trying to build a tower that reached the sky. Ooh, Jaden has some crayons they're trying to build with crayons. Oh, I never thought of that. Trying to connect the crayons together or the markers together. Awesome. All these creativity going on here. Okay, we have about 3 minutes left, so we still have lots of time. Oh, Trinity is building the base first. That's great. Having a strong base is very important too. Perfect. Ooh, I see Isaac has a Lego table. Wow. I'm sure everybody has some sort of blocks at home. Very cool. Okay, I'm going to take a look at the time. We have about, let's see, 1.5 minutes left. Let's see, have you all built something tall enough? Let's see. Keep building. Okay, we have about 1 minute left. So see if you can get your tower taller. Maybe choosing the bigger blocks, the taller blocks. But try not to rush. Wow, I see Trinity is very careful in putting on your blocks. And Asher and Jaden, you're working together. That's great. See, Oliver has so many blocks in front of you. That's great. See if you can choose some of the bigger ones to build. Let's see. I think, Daniel, your tower is too tall. I can't even see the top. That's great. I think Noelle and Miles are building somewhere else. That's good. And Jonathan too. Jonathan is building somewhere else. Okay, let me take a look at the time. Oh, time's up. Time's up. if you can pan your camera to your tower, and if you can stand next to the tower to see if you've reached your goal. Let's see how many of you have reached your goal. Let's see if I can see all your towers. Let's see. Oh, Jonathan, you have to get rid of, you get rid of the background so I can see. Wow, some of you have, let's see, Daniel has, yes, your tower is taller than you. And Noel, yes, Noel and Miles, your tower is taller than you. Or is it same height? Oh, okay, taller than Miles and very close to your height, right, Noel? And then I see Ellie and Casey. You want to stand next to your tower, see how high your tower is? Ooh. Casey, I can't see your tower. Oh, did it topple over? That's okay. And Jonathan, let's see your tower. Very close. Yes, very close. Awesome. The Lego ones are harder, right? The Lego ones, right? Okay, right near your chin level. Awesome. That's great. That was not a lot of time, so you did great. Yes. Okay. And how about Christopher? Christopher, let's see your tower. Let's see your tower, Christopher. Yeah. Oh, you have the small Lego pieces, so it's even harder for you. Yes. Good. I think if it were like a Duplo, it might be taller than you. Good. And I see Trinity. Trinity's tower is getting really high. The wooden blocks are actually not easy because they don't interlock with one another. And then, okay, stop building now. Stop building. Time's up. Jaden and Asher, let's see your tower. Yeah, it's taller than you when you're sitting down, right? And Oliver and Broke, I know you've built a few different towers and then it toppled down, right? Yeah, good. And Isaac, Isaac, yours is, yes, taller than you and your brother. And you had that table too, so that kind of helped. Good. Well, thanks for participating in this tower game. Everybody did really well. I think most of you have reached your goal, or maybe half of you have reached your goal of building something taller than you.
Use all my Lego.
And who's speaking? Who was that? Oh, it was Christopher? Yeah, Christopher used up all your Lego pieces. Yeah. No, not all of them.
There's still a billion in my box.
Oh, okay. But you used up some of the ones that you took out. Yeah, well, thank you
Taller
for
than me.
participating in this. This is awesome. So when you were building, let me ask you this. When you were building, did you think about how the people in the Bible was thinking? Like, what were they thinking when they're building this tall tower? Did you think about, like, if you were back in the day, I think it would be much harder to build a tower back then. And when I was reading about the Bible, that people didn't have Lego blocks to build with. They have bricks and tar. So tar is this sticky substance to stick the brick together and to build it. And so the people, it wasn't easy for the people to build and to reach their goal. But did the people, can the people build a tall tower at the end? Were they successful in building their tower? Jaden's shaking her head. No, yes, the people didn't. And you remember what happened to them? What did God do? God looked at what they did and he was not pleased because they wanted to be greater than God. And you remember, God did one simple thing and they could not finish their tower. Remember what that was? Who can tell me? Christopher, can you tell me? You have your hand up.
Switching their language to different language.
Yes. Thank you, Christopher. So God mixed up their language so they can no longer communicate with one another. They don't know what they're talking about. And then the people start scattering all over the earth because they couldn't understand what they were saying. So do we think that the people can be greater than God, or is God the greatest? Is God the greatest, or can the people be greater than God?
God the great.
Yes, God is the greatest. Thank you. God is the greatest. So because we're running out of time, you can do this art at home because you probably have gathered some materials. I was gonna do a gold medal for God because we know that God is the greatest, and when we give medals, we usually give medals to those who won a competition or they're the best in a competition. So we're gonna do a medal for God. And if you have these materials already, you can feel free to do it after Sunday school, where you can draw a circle, and like, doesn't need to be a perfect circle, like a circle like this. You can trace a circle using a cup on a piece of cardboard, and you can cut it out. And then what you do is you can use a tin foil and you can wrap it around like this, okay? Wrap it around like this. Most people won't have a gold piece of foil, so that's why I said aluminum foil like this, okay? And then you can write on the metal, God is number one for the younger preschoolers. And if you're in elementary school, you can write God is greatest on it, okay? And then you can decorate it. And the last part was to hole punch it here, so you have a hole to put a string or piece of string or ribbon through it, so you can wear your medal, okay? And this medal is actually for God, because we want to celebrate that God is the greatest and he is number one. And we don't need to be the greatest because we know that God is the greatest and we're on his team, okay? So you can finish that at home after the Sunday school, and you can show me next time, okay? And then, and I wanted to let you know the journal. Okay, for next time. So remember to do your journal next time, because we are giving out stickers. And if you have enough stickers, we will be distributing the prizes to you. Okay, so next week, I wanted you all to write about 3 things of why God is the greatest. We actually talked about it a little bit already today. So I want you to brainstorm at home. What are the 3 things of why God is the greatest, and why is God greater than people? Okay. And then for preschoolers, if you can draw the shape of your one hand with your one index finger outward like this, showing that God is number one. And then you can color and decorate. And we can take a look at it next time. And we'll send this out to your parents so they can follow the template here. Okay. And then I want to end with this cheer. So it's a new way of saying bye, but also to remind us that God is number one. Oh, and one more thing is the Bible verse. The Bible verse is actually the same for next week. So we'll try to remember this long Bible verse. And there was a link that's in this slide that was also sent out that will help you remember. It's a song that will help you remember the Bible verse better. The song that we play at the beginning will help you remember, because some of you are really good already at memorizing this Bible verse. So awesome job. So for the preschoolers, you can just try to remember the first little bit all up until this, creator of all the earth, okay? And for everybody else, you can try to remember the whole Bible verse using the song, or if you can remember it, great. Okay, so that's the journal, and let's do a cheer together. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say the words in black, and I'm gonna call out your name, and you're gonna say God's number one. Okay, are you all ready? If you're all ready, give me a thumbs up. Okay, all right. So God made you and me. Daniel, can you unmute? Can you do it one more time?
God is number one.
Good. Jonathan, God made the whole world.
God is number one.
Awesome. Trinity, God loves us so much.
So God loves us so much.
Can you say God's number one?
God is number one.
God is number One.
Yes,
Yeah.
Trinity, good job. And Jaden and Asher, God protects us.
God's number one.
Awesome. And Noel's and Mile, God's the strongest.
God is number one.
And Christopher, God's always with us.
God is number one. Yeah.
And Isaac, no one is greater than God.
Number one.
Awesome. Have I missed anybody?
Yeah.
Ellie and Casey, God's the greatest of all.
應該喺嗰度就做㗎。
Casey and Ellie,
冇乜 energy。
God is number one. Can you say God is number one?
佢哋就喺屋。God is number one.
Awesome. Well, thank you, everybody. So we'll meet again at 10 o'clock next week. And just don't forget your journal and the Bible verse. Okay. We'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.
But I don't have a journal.
Oh, yeah. The journal that we talked about, you can just write it on a piece of paper. Okay. The homework that we talked about earlier. Okay. We'll send it out to your parents as well. Okay. So write about